Little Birdie told me earlier that you told him yesterday that the slug was nothing to worry about. It was going to come. It obviously came today with that 3-run homer. How did you know?
Yeah, Don Terrell, he came out to BP yesterday, got us going. I got 2 wins, so shout out him. But got a heater up in the zone, a little sinker, and I was able to get it just enough on it to get over the wall.
You've been clutch, you've been consistent. When you think about just your at-bats as of late, is this the best that you've felt?
Yeah, still feel, good. Not great, it's just one of those, it's, throwing some grenades out there, they're falling, and, just swing at the right pitches, so that's what I'm trying to do. Swing at the right pitches, move it, drive guys in, and,
With this offense, you guys were able to get to Feltner early in this game, get the bullpen into this one. When you think about just the quality of bats as a team, do you guys feel like you're getting back to your true selves?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about it, addressed it, just working counts, hunting the right pitches, hunting the right zones, getting the starting pitchers' pitch count up, getting the bullpen early in games, and that's what we've done the last 2 nights.
Nana Nack set the tone in this one, but the bullpen, how are you able to navigate with them? Even if there was some traffic, some large pitch counts, just to be able to get guys out, what were you seeing from your bullpen?
Yeah, Nack was good. We needed a good start out of him. Had some plays behind him, get us out of some jams, but pitched well, then the bullpen came in, shut it down the rest of the game.
All right, well, congrats on this win. Thanks so much.
Will Smith with a big 3-run home run in that 3rd inning gave the Dodgers a lot of breathing room in this game, and they really cruised the rest of the way. And there he was, Nomar, saying he feels good at the plate. Not great, but the results have certainly been great early this season, hitting over 360 and the OPS almost 1,100.
Yeah, they really have early in the season, and that's great to see. You may not be feeling great, but you're getting the job done. I can't wait till he feels great. Right. He goes out there and he feels great, but nonetheless, finding a way to go out there and to contribute, and that was a huge home run, obviously, there in the 3rd inning, really picking up the team, giving yourself some opportunities as far as the up and down the lineup, creating opportunities, guys scoring position, and he coming through with that big hit.
I'm looking at that swing right there. He stays true. Look at the upright posture. That allows him to really pull his hands in so he can barrel the baseball. That allows him to hit it 300, about 75 feet, just over the wall. When Will Smith is right, he's as good as anybody. What I love about him, too, he understands how to hit with runners on base, runners in scoring position. A great situational hitter. He did it once again tonight.
Jerry, you've talked many times about how hard it is to get hits in the show. You had a 5-hit game one time. Nomar had a 6-hit game tonight. Tommy Edman tied a career high with 4 hits, including a couple of doubles.
So he didn't get a 5-hit game.
He did not.
So he will have a chance
to get a 5-hit. His career high is still 4.
So he'll get a chance to hit 5. You hit 6, huh? Yeah, big surprise. But once again, Tommy Edman, we talk about a guy understanding how to play the game. Coming to this ball game, we've asked him to play center field, second base. We know he can also play shortstop as well. He's an elite defender, but what I also love about him, he handles the bat, does not strike out a lot, puts the bat on the baseball. Here, he's rewarded, putting the ball in play because of his speed, able to get on base with the knock. A breaking ball up in the zone, nice level swing short to the baseball, rocket down the right field line. Another picture-perfect swing, great hands right there, firing those hands, and one more time. This ball is running away from him. He stays inside the ball, goes the other way. A complete hitter from the left side, getting the 4 hits. We know he's got a little bit more pop from the right. Great to see him do it from the left side.
Jerry made some great points, just putting that ball in play. But I'll tell you, when you come into a new season and you make adjustments to your swing, and that's exactly what he did from the left side. We see him standing a little bit more upright as compared in the years past. And then there's a little bit of doubt, and you're going, okay, I know I feel good, but what kind of results? It's one thing to say, okay, I'm hitting with more power, and that's obviously good, and we see him driving out of the ballpark. But it's another thing when you're saying part of his game is putting the ball in play. You're going, what am I sacrificing? Am I sacrificing maybe a little bit more swing and miss for that power by being more upright? But I think today we saw that you're not sacrificing that. You're still being able to put that ball in play, and he looks more and more comfortable in the adjustments that he's making, and more confident. Build your confidence when you're able to get 4 knocks after making some adjustments over the offseason. He looks really good.
And speaking of those adjustments, Nomar, for people who might not understand the art of hitting, when he was with the Cardinals from the left side, he was much more in a crouch. And now that he is standing more upright, how might that help him as a hitter? Because we're seeing really good results so far.
Well, we are. We're also seeing, the location of his hands, where his hands are maybe starting a little bit more above the ball, and then he actually trusts himself that he can just go down to it. Sometimes when you're in the crouch, too, you kind of sometimes don't just let your hands work for you. You might want to force the ball, maybe when you want to stay inside to get the other way. And sometimes when you're trying to stay on the ball and force it, you don't feel like you can just necessarily react and just turn on the inside pitch as cleanly as you like. Sometimes when you're more upright, sometimes you're starting up at a higher position with your hands, you're more relaxed and you feel like, okay, I can just throw them on the outside, but I also feel like I'm quick enough to just react on the inside.
Barry Bonds, Kangaroo Jr., I played with Junior for a year in Cincinnati. He always says he didn't want to swing underwater or have a swing uphill. When you're in a little bit more of a crouch, sometimes you'll tend to dip, and then you start swinging uphill. You're going to cause a lot of problems. Tommy Edman, a little bit more upright, square with his shoulders, and now he's able to throw the bat head, and he's covering the baseball. Line drive to left, line drive to right in the corner a couple times for extra base hits. You can allow yourself to have more success when you stay on top of the baseball and you have a longer swing, not just as far as to it, you have a longer swing through the baseball, a lot more room for error, and we're starting to see success for Tommy Edman. I just love his swing, his approach.
Great night for him tonight. Great night for the Dodgers on Jackie Robinson Day. They win it 6-2 over the Rockies. Right now, let's head upstairs, check in one final time with Steven Nelson and Jessica Mendoza.
Well, Jess, Jackie Robinson Day is special regardless of the results on the field because it's not about baseball. The man was far bigger than baseball. It certainly makes it a happier Jackie Robinson Day when the Dodgers win as they did tonight.
Absolutely. Representing that 42, and it starts from the beginning. I mean, something that started as a tradition. You get both teams together, the conversation. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you got relatives from Jackie Robinson, but also just the conversation. And I think it's so important every day, but we get today to be able to continue to celebrate his legacy, his life, and what it means to the sport.
And the Dodgers celebrate a series win, and the bats again came enough to play in this one. Will Smith with the big 3-run home run. Yes, there are hairs to split, leaving runners on and opportunities missed there, but the fact is they won a series and they have a chance to sweep tomorrow.
Yeah, 6 runs, 10 hits, and back-to-back nights with 10 hits. The first 2 games of the season where they've had 10 hits. But nice to come against the Rockies. You know, you mentioned Will Smith's home run, but also Tommy Edman had 4 hits there. It was something that you'd like to see, especially early on, and they continued it by getting that run late, which I think was so huge for the bullpen to then shut him down.
Something to look forward to tomorrow, everybody, is that Bobby Miller is back in the big leagues. A chance to pitch the Dodgers to a sweep of the Rockies. We hope you hang out with us for it.
Top tier stat line, Jerry. How about Jack Dreyer? He's been a big leaguer for just a few weeks. He's posted a 0.7 ERA in 12 innings and picked up his second win tonight in 8 games.
I tell you what, he has been outstanding, pitching like a 10-year vet. Doesn't matter if it's a lefty, righty. He comes in there trusting his stuff. 16 Ks in just 12 innings. He has been outstanding.
He certainly has been outstanding. 2-0 on the young season, his rookie season. Let's hear from Jack Dreyer right now, talking with Kirsten and the media.
Jackie, obviously been excellent on the mound. Just what would you say was kind of working for you really well out there tonight, especially in this matchup?
Yeah, I think first of all, like having such a good defense behind you makes it easy to throw the ball in the zone. And then Will Smith behind the plate just gives you all the confidence in the world. I don't have to do a lot of shaking. I think he makes good decisions, and so I trust him fully, and he called it a really good game.
When you get out there, you have the walk, and then to immediately follow up the strikeouts, just how are you navigating yourself in that moment?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is, we've prepared for this as a team and as a bullpen, and so, we've put in the work, and so at the end of the day, it's going to come down to, can you just execute what you know how to do? You don't need to go above and beyond. So, I was able to do that today, but again, it was because of, Will Smith calling a great game.
You got to wear 42 today. It's Jackie Robinson Day. Just to be a part of this organization, to be a part of Jackie Robinson Day here, of course, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar ahead of the game. How special was this for it to be your first one?
Yeah. The pregame with Kareem was really special, just a really cool experience. And, to understand the history behind it, specifically with the Dodgers, is just an unbelievable experience. And so to have a chance to wear 42 is really special. And so, I'm hoping to be able to keep the jersey.
And Jack, your ERA down to 0.75 at this point. Just how much confidence do you have knowing that your stuff kind of plays at this level?
Yeah, I think, at the end of the day, the stats don't matter too much, but, we just need to do whatever we can as a bullpen to help the team get the result of a W. And so, to win the series today was really special. And, I think the team overall played really well.
Yeah, the team overall played well, and the bullpen was certainly outstanding tonight, Jerry. And it was good to see them have kind of a bounce back the last couple days because they had a rough couple days in the series against Chicago. Tonight, 4 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball, 8 strikeouts in this one.
And listen, I don't care what kind of bullpen you have. You're going to have days where it's just not going to be there. We had a couple games against the Cubbies. Cubbies were red hot, but for them to bounce back this type of way, command the strike zone, using all their pitches, really is what the doctor ordered. Once again, whether it's a rookie like Jack, a veteran guy that coming in, they trust their stuff. Josh Bart does a tremendous job as that bullpen coach, preparing these guys, understanding the situation. So when they enter the ball game, they're pumping strikes. Great pitch here by Alex Vescha to induce that 5-4-3 double play. But all in all, these guys continue to get the job done, and that's why manager Dave Roberts trusts everyone who comes out of that bullpen.
What's impressive to me is even if you have hiccups, they always say you got to just trust the process. We hear that from the offensive side so much. Well, that also carries over to the bullpen, is trust what they're doing. Trust that they have prepared no matter what. And recognize that there are going to be days where, all right, you just don't have it that day, or the other team, you tip your hat, they did a good job, whatever it may be, but it doesn't change the way we're going to go out there with a mindset to go out there, throw strikes, and attack. And you always hear these guys talk about pitch with conviction. Dontrell says that all the time. I'm going to go out there and throw my pitch with conviction, and that's exactly what these guys did, and they did it again because they know more often than not they're going to get a result like tonight.
Like you said, Jerry, it's going to happen throughout the course of the season. You're going to have 1 or 2 bad games. For the most part, the Dodgers bullpen has really been outstanding here in 2025.
All right, Dodgers Nation, we got to talk about something that might seem small on the surface, but could quietly reshape how this team moves down the stretch. Andy Pages for Sid and Rafaela, that's the trade proposal floating around. It's not a blockbuster, but it's weirdly interesting and maybe even kind of smart. Let's break it down, and I want to hear what you think, too. Hey, what's up, Dodger Blue family? Welcome back to the channel. You know me, I'm ride or die with this team. I've watched every pitch of Page's big league journey so far, and I've got thoughts. So let's get into this trade idea and talk about whether it makes sense or if it's just another internet fantasy. Where things stand with Andy Pages. Let's start with Andy Pages. Look, I was hyped when he got the call up. Power bat, big arm, Cuban pipeline vibes, you love to see it. But man, it's been rough. Through 47 ABs this season. Average, .149. OBP, .273. SLG, .298. Yeah, that's just not it. And yes, he hit 2 homers in back-to-back games against the Nats. Shout out for those. But outside of that, not much. He looks lost at the plate. And when you've got a team built to win NOW, you don't really have time to wait on guys to figure it out in real time, especially not when there's this much outfield depth. Enter Sid and Rafaela, a Swiss Army knife. Now let's flip it. Who is Sid and Rafaela? He's a 24-year-old outfielder. Well, not just an outfielder. He plays center, shortstop, and even second base. That's huge flexibility, especially with the way the Dodgers love to mix and match lineups. Defensively, dude's legit. Quick first step, solid routes, above average arm. But with the bat? Kinda meh. OPS plus in his career. Never higher than 84. That's below league average. So yeah, you're not bringing him in to rake. But you are bringing him in to be a weapon off the bench, late inning defense, maybe a sneaky start when Mookie slides to second or Edman needs a day off. Why this trade makes some sense. So here's why I kinda like this. We're not talking about a blockbuster. We're not giving up a top 10 prospect. But we are flipping a guy who looks stuck, Andy Pages, for a guy who might actually help in a smaller, more specialized role. Plus, let's be honest, if we want another big bat down the line, Andrew Friedman will find one. He always does. We don't need to squeeze power out of Pages if there's no juice left. Dodgers depth equals flexibility. Think about this scenario. You've got Mookie, Edman, and Rafaela, all guys who can play up the middle. It gives Dave Roberts so many options, rest days, matchups, defensive replacements. That flexibility matters over 162, especially with injuries always lurking in October on the horizon. Final thoughts, smart or meh? So look, am I in love with this trade? No. It's not headline news. But do I think it's the kind of move that quietly helps this team win games in July, August, and beyond? Yeah, I do. Speech balloon now, I want to hear from you. So let me throw it to you, Dodgers fam. Would you trade Andy Pages for Cedric Rafaela? Do you still believe in Pages' upside, or are you out? And how would you use Rafaela if we pulled the trigger? Hit the comments, I read everything, and I want to hear what the real fans think. Don't forget to smash that like button, sub to the channel if you bleed Dodger Blue like I do. And hey, we're tracking every trade rumor, roster shakeup, and moment from this wild 2025 season. Stay locked in. Let's chase ring number 8. Let's go Dodgers.